flying south. Chapter 3. Marking our destination. The sun was shining over the forest. Meanwhile, Andy, Nick, Mr. and Mrs. Mallard were eating their breakfast, which was red cherries. Hey Mom, do you know where we were going to migrate to? Andy asked, confused. Me and your father thought long and hard about it, and we decided to migrate to Africa, Mrs. Mallard announced. Africa, Andy said, confused. Oh yeah, Africa, Nick yelled excitedly. We felt that Africa would be the perfect place to migrate to, Mr. Mallard explained. I'm not so sure about Africa, Andy said. Well, you don't have much of a choice. They're young man, but our decision is final, Mr. Mallard said sternly. Oh, I'm not saying that I'm not going. I just know why it has to be Africa, Andy said, confused. Me and your mother always wanted to migrate to Africa. It was our childhood dream, Mr. Mallard explained. Oh yes, I remember those old days, when we were young, Mrs. Mallard said happily. Oh yes, I do indeed, as those were good times, dear Mr. Mallard said happily. Mr. and Mrs. Mallard looked at each other, lovingly as they started kissing. That's gross, Nick said while looking away in disgust. One day you're going to kiss a girl, just like that, you know, Andy said sarcastically. Oh, just like that one girl you like, he, Nick said sarcastically while chuckling. Andy's eyes widened in shock. Why, you little, Andy, watch your language, Mr. Mallard snapped at Andy sternly. Sorry, Dad, Andy said, annoyed while his cheeks turned red.